We're going back to Tangle Tower because we still have a lot of clues to dig up. We have a lot of people to interrogate. We have a lot to explore in this very weird, crazy tower. And we also have a himbo gardener to first over, which I'm sure we're going to get plenty of reasons to do today. But yeah, I'm talking with a pill in my mouth. I'm sorry. I'm literally just filling time until Steam perks up. But yeah, we're playing more Tangle Tower. There's stuff to do. There's a murder. We're gonna investigate it. I've lost all. I've lost all capability of doing these intros. I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Will the game work? Come on. Yeah, here we go. I don't know why it takes so long. But here we go. Start game. Now, in our last episode, we've spoken to everyone, all the suspects. So one of these people is the murderer, or more, or none. Maybe this is subversive. Who knows? But we haven't asked them about everything just yet. So we're gonna, because we were literally just introduced to this guy. So we're gonna talk to him, and then we're gonna carry on. Then we're gonna go around and explore a little bit more. So in this episode, we're gonna spend a little bit more time actually investigating the house rather than talking to the people. So we asked him about all the people. So we're gonna do all the clues.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are 2 towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
So there we go. Glad we cleared that up.
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is. Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same. Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar. I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
Is this important?
Possibly.
Pointer property originally purloined by the fellows. Typical. I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends.
I don't know why, but I think that's so satisfying. The little hand animation.
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all.
Hmm? Is Fitz a bit sus, perhaps?
Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fishman.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes.
Yeah, it's really good. I think the animation is very economical. Like, it's obviously they're reusing a lot of it, but it's they get a lot of bang out of every single little animation, and the lip sync is really good.
That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage? These were drawn by Freya. She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Poppy's 2 closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there. Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put. This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know. This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license.
Alright, let's get this statement and get out of
I
here.
was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Yeah, I keep thinking the abstract painting looks like Hawkshaw. Yeah, that's interesting. Was she drawing Hawkshaw? We can look at it. If I bring up the... That's the painting. That's Hawkshaw. Right, I think we were gonna open... Not open, but we're gonna look at this.
I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Rotate the 5 planets, the sun and the moon around the middle. So what we want to do here is you see these lines on the base. We want to match these up with the light source of the sun here. So I think we get to... So can you do something elsewhere? I'm fiddling. Right. I've completely forgotten how to do this one. This is a tricky one. I've completely forgotten how to do this. Hang on. So it's not gonna be. It's gonna be here. So we're gonna cast it on the bottom bit, I assume. Indeed. Right, so now the bottom is correct. If I put that there. Maybe we just can't do it right now. Yeah, it's looking right, but I'm wondering if maybe this is like a time puzzle? Oh yeah, that's probably. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, I'd missed the sun at the bottom of the screen because it's like it's slightly cropped out from me. That's why. Oh, thank you. God.
No, that was it.
Nice work.
Because it's like it's kind of cropped out from the bottom, so I didn't pay attention to it as an element of the puzzle. Oh, thank you.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Zambo moment. Oh my god. Golden Beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss, records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible. This misted has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it. Himbo, Dembo, Bimbo. Yeah, get all of them. Golden Beetle, that's interesting. Kind of similar to the plants that are like gemstones. Now we have a beetle that's like a gemstone.
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean? A Spyglass to the Stars. Volumes 1 to 12.
They're in very good condition. Pretty.
Yeah, it's too cloudy to see any stars.
It's also daytime.
Every astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to try.
Have a look for the telescope. Now, isn't this interesting?
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
So he probably couldn't have seen what was going on in the room then if the easel was covering it.
It's the tower opposite this one.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down.
I can just about see the gramophone. It's the tower opposite this one. Hold on. I think we might have missed something. I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges. You can see right into Flora.
Not by
I can see
accident.
behind her. I can't really see anything. Trees, for some reason.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should check that next time we're over there. Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
Creepy. That is fucking creepy.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
Oh, not sus at all then. But we have asked about everything.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Ah,
Let's
look,
ask
we
him
can
about
do a we can do an interrogation. This Pointer guy is sus as hell.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory.
Book the
about you,
book, man.
Professor.
Oh, go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all. You're trying to get a planet named after yourself, or you discovered a meteor that is heading straight for Earth.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Right, so we're gonna build another one.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Right, so we have a little bit more meat on our bones now. We found out there that they're both lying down. Interesting, interesting. Right, so we have a fair number of rooms here that we haven't even been inside. So this time I think we're going to focus on exploring the rooms. Because we are going to talk to some people because we've got some more clues and everything, but I think we're going to focus a bit more on exploration today. So we'll start in this tower. We can go one floor down. And this is Poppy's room, I think. Yep. I really kind of like her vibe here.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
Sextopus.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
Puzzle, but we're going to look around a bit
A
first.
single red rose. How very traditional.
Yeah, weird.
Now I think if we note the red rose. Interesting, interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Just saying. Yeah, I think there's a lot of daps in Poppy. For the people in chat who is not one of the 3 of us, this is just like what Dapling's room looks like. Like pretty much exactly this.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing. Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Got another clue. Sheet music. The sheet music has been framed as is decorated with delicate old-fashioned illustrations.
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles. Wouldn't want it to be dark in here. Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you. More handwritten sheet music.
Kind of a flex to handwrite your sheet music.
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black.
Anything in the drawers?
Nothing you need to know about.
there's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright?
It's a metronome for keeping.
Let's look at the metronome.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
It's atmosphere grim. Use the buttons to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. Okay. So I think this is more like you just kind of feel out. There we go.
I did it. What do I win?
Love his grumpy thinky face, yeah. Oh yeah, I should make some emotes out of Grim. And I'm gonna make the roaster one as well.
What happened?
A little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Ripped photo. The ripped photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo shows Fifi and Freya. It was hidden in Freya's room. So let's compare that to the other photo we found before. Yeah, it's the same. So this is one part of it.
There's something about that pink cassette tape.
Poppy's pre-goth days.
Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Yeah, let's go to talk to Poppy right away because I want to know.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Pink and purple are very complementary. Somebody changed the color of the tape. You used to like these colors. Somebody gave it to you as a gift.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Well, we got that, haven't we?
Let's take a closer look at this. The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
We dug up your embarrassing old pictures, the old MySpace pictures.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Could kind of be both, but I'm gonna go if she doesn't want to look like that anymore.
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it.
Mhm.
Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Right. The plot thickens. We're gonna run up to our room again because I think there's one thing we need to check.
A
It's
big
his
glass
door.
leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Oh, I've dropped my hair scrunchie thingy. I'm fiddling with a hair tie. Slide the lid open and move the toss into the correct slots. Well, I don't think we have the solution to this puzzle yet, so we're
I
gonna
guess
leave
we'll
this
come
for
back
now.
later.
We'll leave this for now because there is, I think, another part to that puzzle. But let's now go down the stairs and check out this room. There's more birds. More bird time.
You know, the birds can easily get in and out of those cages.
Well, if that's true, can they even be considered cages?
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Take a look.
Nope, they're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
What are the positions of the 7 birds? So what this is, I like this puzzle a lot. It's not too difficult, but this is a family tree. I also like the little sound effect when you pick one up. So we get to swap them so that they... So for example, so you're mixing colors here basically. So you got the green and the white and then you get a light green. So we want to do this until the whole tree is correct. Let's have a look. So what are we doing?
Got it.
There we go. Yeah, so yellow and blue makes green, white and green makes light green, green and red makes brown.
I'm impressed. Did the door open? What's in there?
Ooh, now I'll get her. Crumbled paper. A ripped piece of paper crumbled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her. Penny, what the hell?
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
No, she's having tea with her birds.
A little bedtime reading.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Nice.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
Hot wall.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude. That's sunflower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Interesting. Potted flower. A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It is also an unusual blue color. It's an interesting shape, don't you think?
Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious. Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
Don't think there's anything else in here. Check his
These
books.
Mostly novels.
Nope. Found everything we can in here. Let's go quiz her about some of this. We can ask her about some other people.
I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. I mean, well,
Grey
you don't
voice.
need to.
Oh, no. It's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
Got a couple of things to ask. Let's start from the top.
Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes. Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one, well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
That's sad.
If I'm not mistaken...
The last bird.
That little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? Thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
Come on, jealousy is not the way.
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea. That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
It kind of is, though, is the thing.
Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it? Between you and me,
I think it's a little vulgar.
Interesting. Bitch! You know what? We're gonna speaky. We're gonna speaky to you again. Run for
I
these.
think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She
Mhm.
must do. But I don't
Yeah.
think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective.
Yeah, no, that is true. To be fair, it sounds like Penny was pretty neglected growing up, and if Poppy was having an affair with her fiance, it makes sense that she would be frosty. Yeah, no,
Hey,
yeah, that's fair.
that's me. Not a bad likeness.
it looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable. I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but
Mm.
if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
We love a petty, problematic queen. That is definitely a statement that applies to this
That
whole
belongs
channel.
to Flora, I think.
If we were, if you caught some of the early streams, then that is definitely a type of character that we gravitate towards.
Was that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly?
Oh, how nice. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Hmm.
You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Hmm.
Why?
For fun, obviously. Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized. Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me. Those petals,
What about them?
it's nothing. They're just unusual. Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, We found it in Penny's room.
Right.
Right. A couple of people to ask about.
Between the lips, a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze. Foregone drifter, holding fast, days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender, accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom some four walls make round a room? Eavesdrop what the stars are saying, earthly tether slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet. Feathers flashing in the light from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
Okay, covered everything we've got. It's time. Been a while, but it's time.
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Oh, grim.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
I imagine you don't visit the Astronomy Tower too often, do you?
No, but I
Chat
still
going
see Pointer
wild.
sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
Very, very believable.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? What's with the broken glass? Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they like her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you, in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done? It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Mate.
Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried, in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks. That's quite sweet, really. Felix made that? Huh. I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. It's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
Now we get to the interesting ones.
Those petals, they,
What?
they're red. A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
Right, again, not very helpful, but sure.
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening. Tools. Used by gardening. Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Alright, we've got a couple more rooms. But let's talk to Auction Away.
Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. I'll say this, he's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse, but I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless. Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition,
Hello.
no focus.
How are you?
Defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely.
We've been digging a little bit. We haven't found much, but we're on the hunt for a beetle. Or at least information on a beetle
I find her rather embarrassing.
that people
little
seem
more
to
than a
be
spoiled child.
interested in.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Professor Pointer is a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
Clue time.
The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth? Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
What could that possibly be a reference to?
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
A photograph of Freya could be important. I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got one, has he? Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it?
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
Ooh, grumpy Hawkshaw.
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same. Yeah?
I like it when Grim gets a little ruffled.
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange. These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Don't you consider that important evidence, do you?
Kinda, yeah. Maybe. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Righty, let's carry on. Let us head up to this room. It is Fifi's room.
Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kinda dusty.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this? It's Detective Hawkshaw.
Looks like Professor Pointer.
Hawkshaw and Pointer.
Looks like Fitz. It's Poppy. That's actually a pretty good drawing.
That's gotta be Flora. I think that's supposed to be Felix. Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. It does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
That's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that. Do I?
Looks like Professor Pointer.
It's a drawing of Penny.
Yeah, so Sally and Grim connected.
I think that's supposed to be Felix.
And then Felix and Flora. Hawkshaw and Pointer. Pointer and Penny. And Fitz and Poppy. Interesting.
Who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
The little Grim.
It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh,
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
this is another tricky little puzzle. So we have these lenses that you can see will distort. They've got different strengths. So what we want to do is we want to line these up. It's a shipping sharp. Yeah, no, well, do not ever ship real people, please. It's gross. So yeah, we want to create one symbol using these ones. And it's a little bit of a tricky one. You have to...
I I guess that's wrong.
The 4 lenses all have different, so they must each have a specific position along the rail.
I think it's... Could it be the overweight? Was that too big? Yeah, that's too big. There we go, and then... Hang on, should that be... No, that's gotta be like that. Gap in the second one looks like it needs to match the key down below. Yeah, so I think this is the what we're trying to replicate, and we just have to get them to match up. But yeah, it's that little gap there that I need to figure out what I'm doing with. No, it's gonna be... I'm on the right track here, but it's just about getting them all to line up properly. Move them back and slide the second one to the left a bit more. That's as much as it can go without it actually overlapping that one.
Nope.
You need to... Looks like you might need to...
I got it.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you for the help.
Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
There's a book. Secret diary. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. We take a closer look at it. I'm gonna have to ask her about that.
Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite beneath me, thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
What's
Mystery
that big book
soda.
on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book?
Looks like
Is it a
something. I
clue?
hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiome.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
Yeah, actually, it'd look good.
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
Oh, he looks so defeated. Oh, grim.
Boxes of stuff.
Scientific formulas. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means. A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
God, he's such a wonderful dork. Righty, well, let's ask her about this diary, shall we? Got some other stuff to quiz you about. Oh, we never got her statement. We'll ask her
Name,
stuff first.
Felix Fellow, age 53, profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the two possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct. Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me.
Shade.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Then it's not interesting.
Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate. An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Stop jerking our boy around.
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Next.
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Okie dokie. Thank you for being so helpful. Well, we're gonna get your statement
I was
now.
in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Yeah, I love the little shibbies. Right, I think that's everything we're
There's
getting from
something
you.
about that
No,
diary
it's not.
found in Fifi's room. Something Suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Yeah. Time to get sus.
That's all the statements.
Oh, we got everyone's statements now as
Let's
well.
go over them all. That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs. They're just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
No. So that means that no one is obviously lying, but potentially people are covering for each other.
That's all the statements collected.
But that's really all we have. We just kind of know that people seem to be telling the truth. I believe that is how the kids these days say sus. You know what else is sus? You, lady.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
and this particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular...
It doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Yeah, everyone is acting very sus, except for one obvious one obvious exception. Right, so we gotta compare something against a diary. I don't actually know off the top of my head what that is. Ah, it's probably this, isn't it? Aha!
Let's take a closer look at this. This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just...
Oh.
This blue book is somewhat... No. This blue book is somewhat... That's not right.
Fitz is obviously innocent. Oh, it is. Oh, I didn't realize that there was one. Yeah. Thank you.
This blue book is the same thing.
I didn't realize that
as
there was
the
a similar
diary,
one.
which proves
Thank
it
you.
belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Freya didn't want almost. Maybe just... Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Alright, this should be interesting. So now we're looking in the secret diary. It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip off that painting. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them. All 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Ooh, open that bitch up. Yeah, it isn't helping a ton, but this is cryptic as hell. It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. Well, we've seen a harp. I saw them, all 5, eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Okie dokie.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could
Well,
have missed something.
We're gonna check. Yeah, it's incomprehensible. We have 2 more rooms to check. Where's this one? Which is Fitz's room. And Fitz apparently lives like Raiden in Metal Gear Solid. If you catch that reference,
Oh,
then
wow.
you're my friend.
What?
It's a big empty space. An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know. That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy,
Hello.
but sad.
Hello, you.
I think it would rather be outside.
You want to sit down? You want to sit down? You want to sit down? Sorry, we're getting a little... We're getting a visitor. God, he's so black. He's so dark. You can't. He's so black. You can't see him at all. Come on. There we go. Bitch, you live like this. This is kind of the opposite of bitch, you live like this, though.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP." Doesn't look soft.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
Let's take a look.
It's a combination lock. Sort of.
Rearrange the pieces of paper to find a combination for the box's padlock. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry. I'm so bad at this. Thank you for telling me. Okay, this is it. Rearrange the piece of paper to find a combination for the box's padlock. Okay. Right, so that fits almost like that, but not quite. Can you give it a rest? Can you knock out my lipstick, please? Can you see the game now? So nearly fits, but not quite. Again, almost, but not quite. That fits though, hang on. There we go, that's one. Okay. That's one. But yeah, we gotta make all four of these. Make using these pieces, and that's another one, so it's like a teardrop. Oh, that's already set. Good. The first symbol on the last column. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know, you are right. That is, it's just similar. Yeah, no, you're right. Thank you. You are... When you're right, and you're right. And there we got us another big long one, so that's probably going to be this one then. There we go. And then there's one more. Oh, the teardrop is the one we've done. Hey. And pointed out. Oh, that's already set, so that should be
I
it.
did it.
There
What
we
do I win?
go.
Not bad.
Thank you once again for the help.
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
Ornate trowel. A metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved onto it and letters either side of a heart. PPFF. Ooh.
There's someone outside the window.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
You
It's
sure?
locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Look what we got. So this corresponds quite nicely to the one on the other side of the garden, which is in Poppy's room. So let's remember this zigzag of the moons.
Let's come back once we... No.
We're gonna let's dash to the other tower.
A big glass leads out.
There's a little mech.
And then so these go zigzag like that. That matches what was on the other panel on the other tower. So we're gonna have one sun up here, a sun here, and a sun here. So a little triangle and a sun on the top.
Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
And then dash right back again. It's good for your glutes to go up so many stairs.
It's locked, but
I
at least
thought,
we are.
what's that thing by the handle?
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Let's go outside. Brand new location. It's beautiful, and I'm gonna very quickly take a very short break. We'll be back in about a minute. Right, come on. Ugh, right. Now this is very pretty. And there seems to be a lot we can investigate here. Starting with this
stone
frog.
Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
4 feathers. The feathers were mostly found resting on the tongue of a large stone frog.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
But that'll have to wait.
It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish the investigation on my own?
That'd be great. That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon?
I don't like dragonflies. They're creepy. They're too fast and they fly weirdly. And they've got big eyes.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges too?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Frog King.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Lute statue. A slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs have been placed on the head of the statue.
The door into Poppy's room.
So only Poppy and Fitz can get into the garden?
Ah, I guess so.
Is that everything we can look at here? I think. Yeah, let's. We have a little bit of suspicion to ask you about. Ask you about everyone. We've got a couple more clues.
Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
Oh, there used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. Lovely.
We have not got a lot of clues left. We've got 3 more to get through, but you are suspicious.
So, yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to. It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
All right. One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz. Because they were planning a murder.
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those 2 have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Yeah, I can't blame her for being curious, I suppose.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Let's indeed.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Knowing the two of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days, but being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
It's just a little jelly. Her hunk of a man with someone else. She wants her himbo. Right, there is a single place. We're gonna check this over. There's a single place that we haven't investigated yet, and it's this secret room. Right at the top. Right above the murder scene, and it's creepy as hell, of course.
It's a statue of a wolf. Standing up straight, like a man.
You know there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here.
If it's being unfaithful, he's not a himbo. That's true. So his himbo-ness is completely depending on whether or not he's being unfaithful.
Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed.
Stuffed. A stuffed werewolf.
Just dusty junk.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
At least the moths are kept well fed. Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious. Nothing catching my interest.
He's too smart to be a himbo too. Yeah, I suppose so.
Sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda.
What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
A reel. Reel thingy. A brass reel with a screw at the top. Coiled around the reel is a length of fine red rope. Hello, muffs.
Where's that light coming from?
No, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards.
Oh, look at that. So this little gap.
Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
I think that's everything in here, but basically we've got a space right above the murder scene that points down straight at where the body was found.
Just dusty junk.
Very interesting. So let's talk to you a bit, real quick. Got a fair few things to quiz you about.
Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Right, got a lot of clues to ask you about.
Charming,
Let's start from the top.
Yes, built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers.
Yeah,
have
feels
both
a
come to claim
massive bell end.
certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, yes, less likely to come back.
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it? What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. I'm as confused as you are. It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Oh, interesting.
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall. Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do. But that looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Now,
We
this
know
is
all of
still in
this.
Very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning. Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way. My daughter Fiona and her best friend, they grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice. No idea. That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes. Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd. Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people. I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Yes.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed, yes. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that.
Sure.
What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
Gold.
I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue. Goodness me! That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Why would someone lock up a book like that?
We think it's a secret diary.
Aha! Teenagers are funny, aren't they? I've never seen that before. Looks valuable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be.
It was a clue.
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. What is it?
We don't know. We were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
ask
we're
him
gonna.
about it.
Let's.
There's something about
Oh.
the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
So right now, we're gonna take a quick little look. So we have interrogated 4 people. There are 4 that we've got left to interrogate. We found nearly all of the clues, with 2 clues missing. And I think that's a pretty good space for us to leave off. We've got a little bit to do. We played for about 2 hours. And I'm gonna save. And we're gonna swap over. Can I shut that down? Thank you. So I'm gonna swap over and I'm gonna see who we can raid. It was getting juicy, but I think next time we might be able to finish this mystery off. So I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, so that we got a little bit of a meaty resolution for Thursday. A couple of people that I'm following are going live right now. We haven't raided her for a little while, so I think we're going to raid over to Casey. Good friend of this channel, obviously. So we're gonna throw her a little bit of support. Not that she needs it, but there we go. So thank you all so much for watching, and we're gonna finish off Tangle Tower on Thursday, hopefully, and then we're gonna start with a big Christmas special, or a big Christmas holiday New Year special next week. But thank you all so much for watching, and I really appreciate it so much. Oh, I should also say, yeah, we're gonna do this weekend. We're doing a film night. I'll talk more about that on Thursday, but we're doing a film night this weekend. More about that on Discord. But anyway, that's all it. That's it for today. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.